The small town in the northeast had always been peaceful and quiet. People knew each other, children played in the streets, and life moved at a slow pace. The first person to go missing was Robert, the local grocer. He opened his store early every morning and worked late into the night. But one morning, the store was closed, and Robert was nowhere to be found. The police broke into Robert's house, only to find everything in its place, but Robert was nowhere to be seen. The townspeople were puzzled, wondering where Robert could have gone. A week later, another disappearance occurred. This time, 35-year-old teacher Lisa vanished. When the police arrived at her house, the door was locked, but Lisa was not inside. Nothing seemed out of place except for a note left on the table. The note contained only 2 words: "He's coming." The townspeople grew anxious and began to suspect each other. Rumors spread quickly. Some believed there was a supernatural cause behind the events, while others suspected a serial killer was lurking in their midst. One night, Sarah, the young journalist of the town, decided to uncover the truth behind these occurrences. Sarah started investigating the disappearances of Robert and Lisa, trying to find out who they had seen and where they had gone in their last days. She noticed both missing persons had mentioned the same individual before they vanished: Michael, a quiet and reclusive man who had recently moved to the town. One night, Sarah decided to snoop around Michael's house. Peeking through the window, she saw Michael sitting in a dark room, reading an old book by candlelight. Her eyes were drawn to a large old mirror in the corner of the room. In the mirror, she saw a dark figure standing behind Michael. Sarah couldn't believe her eyes. The figure was clearly there, but Michael seemed unaware. The next day, Sarah decided to confront Michael. She went to his house and knocked on the door. When Michael opened it, Sarah's eyes immediately darted to the mirror inside. This time, it was empty. Michael invited her in, and Sarah noticed the strange details in the room. The walls were adorned with eerie photographs of the missing people. Sarah's hands trembled as she tried to call the police, but Michael noticed her movements. Michael turned to Sarah with a cold smile. "Are you looking for something?" he asked. Sarah, trying to keep her composure, replied, "No, just curious." But the look in Michael's eyes showed he knew everything. At that moment, Michael lifted the book he was holding towards Sarah, and the room's darkness intensified. Sarah found herself unable to move. Michael began muttering strange words from the book, and shadowy figures emerged from the corners of the room. Sarah realized these figures were the missing people. Their hollow eyes were fixed on her, controlled by Michael. With one last effort, Sarah tried to scream, but no sound came out. As the figures approached her slowly, Michael's eyes remained locked onto hers. "Those who disturb the peace of the town must be punished," Michael said in a chilling voice. A week later, the town newspaper reported that the young journalist Sarah had also gone missing. The townspeople, desperate to solve the mystery of the increasing disappearances, felt a chill whenever they walked the streets at night. They all sensed a pair of eyes watching them from the shadows. The town never regained its former peace. Everyone feared that their turn would come one day. As they passed by Michael's house, they avoided looking inside, terrified of seeing their own faces in the mirror.